Hey guys, what's up here? So I want to address a few things just regarding using the FSB indicator, of course, in line with the trend detection signals. So pound NZD was absolutely fantastic when we had the PFL paint here a few days ago, over a week ago, and we did have quite a distance, I believe somewhere around here. So it was quite a nice trade. Let me just calculate exactly how many pips we could have gotten on this, around 400 pips if we just took it outright. But I want to dive into TradingView here and I want to give you a few tips and pointers, and I think this is going to clear up a lot of confusion that some of you guys have regarding which FSB signals, which FSB breakouts do I take. And so let me give you a quick tip here. It's going to save you a lot in the long run. All right, so we're talking about a bullish trend here, of course, PFL. And to give you, okay, so let's start here. And as you can see, we're kind of at the anchor point. So right now we're looking at the anchor point right here, right? Now let's go back here. And these all could have been valid, but in order to make sure that you're really catching the real FSB breakouts, the ones that are in line with the trend detection signal, so think about it. Why do I have these plotted here? The higher high, lower low, lower low, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low, right? So to give you a better visualization of market structure, so to train your eye so you can see everything better, and just so you really choose your trading pairs more wisely, so you can just make sure you're not trading something that's just ridiculously moving up and down and it's not trending smoothly, right? But also, if we're going bullish, then you only want to really be looking for an FSB breakout when the previous anchor point, we'll call it, these anchor points right here, was a higher low, because that just indicates that we're in a proper uptrend, which makes sense because we're only taking long trades along with the trend detection PFL. So let's zoom in here, and for example, as you can see, higher high, lower low, and then the last one was a lower low. If we're talking about lows, was a lower low, and then we had a breakout right here. But the previous anchor point that we're talking about here was a lower low. It's not a lower high. If it was a lower high, that would mean that we're trending up, right? So a higher low is higher than the previous low, which means that we're in a right bullish trend, right? Here, higher low, etc. So the market structure is there. Now, if we come back here, this is still trending to the downside. So think of it as a smaller trend within a longer term bullish trend here. So within a longer bullish trend given by Forex Scalper IO, but we do have smaller trends within this trend. So to give you the ultimate area to place your trades long, you should be looking for FSB breakouts after the previous anchor point was a higher low. Right here it failed because it was a lower low, because we're still technically in a smaller downtrend within a medium-term uptrend from the trend detection PFL. So now if we come here, right? We're only looking for buy trades. We see that here we could have taken this trade, right? But based off of these criteria, this is still a lower low, which means it's still, trending downwards. But if we come here, we zoom in, this FSB breakout, when we had it here, where we had one candle breakout and then we had second, third, fourth, that's a stronger breakout. We had the more candles that break out above an FSB line, the stronger it is, okay? So you shouldn't really, you can take this one candle and take a long, but this right here is not really a strong candle. That candle right there, just by itself, this small candle is not really a strong candle. But when we start to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we had a little bit of a retracement here, and then we went up 6, 7, 8 candles already above it with a nice structure to the upside, that's a very strong FSB breakout. And then of course, the previous anchor point was a higher low, which now means we had a higher low, which means it's a bullish trend. Same thing here. The last anchor point is a higher low. Then we had a breakout of the FSB line here, and we had 1, 2, 3 candles, 4 candles. That's strong. 5 candles, even stronger. Yes, you could have taken this after one candle, because at least now the previous anchor point was a higher low, which validates that yes, we're in a bullish trend on a lower time frame, but we're also in a bullish trend via the trend detection. So I hope this makes sense. USD Japanese yen, I think we can have one more example here. So of course, USD Japanese yen, longs only, PFL, we're only taking long trades. Now let's come here, USD Japanese yen. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Let me see if I can kind of show you an example here. So, as you can see, we're only taking buy trades, right? So that means if we're not taking a FSB reversal, which we could have taken here, so we could have taken FSB reversal there, we could have taken FSB reversal there, right? So we're just catching these W formation, W formation, right? Spikes to the downside. But if we're talking about FSB breakouts, right? Let's say you only trade the breakouts. The reversals are more for advanced traders, I would say. So if we're talking about only the breakouts, then as you can see here, let's take this breakout, for example. What if we took this breakout? But here's the thing. The previous anchor point was a lower low. Lower low means that we're trending to the downside. Lower low, hence the term. So this isn't as strong of a breakout because the previous anchor point is lower low. Okay, so let's move on and let's show you something else. Now we have a stronger breakout right here. And the previous anchor point is a higher low, which means now we're officially in a smaller bullish trend within a larger bullish trend. So now we're extremely bullish. We got the timing right and the entries. So let's take a look here again. Previous anchor point is a lower low, which means we would probably avoid this right here because it's a lower low. But now the next one is a higher low, which means now we're officially in a bullish trend on the smaller time frame so that we can safely take an FSB breakout because it's a higher low. This is a lower low, previous anchor point. The most recent anchor point is a lower low. So if you're looking for breakouts to the upside, you look for either, is it what? Is it a lower low or is it a higher low? Vice versa, if the pair is trending down and you're looking for short trades, is it a higher high or is it a lower high, right? So in this case, we're looking at two examples to the upside. Now this one here was a lower low, so we avoid this FSB breakout. Now this next FSB breakout right here, the previous anchor point was a higher low, which means now we're officially in a good uptrend, and we take this to the upside. If we take a look here, this would be good reversal. So right here, lower low, breakout, and we wouldn't have taken this because it's a lower low. So this is just an additional filter to make sure that your accuracy is increasing with the system. So we can probably find some more on the 5-minute time frame, just riding the wave. So let's go again. We're only looking for long trades. Lower low, previous anchor point, we don't take this trade. Lower low was the previous anchor point, we don't take the trade. Here we didn't have anything, we don't take it. Here was a higher low, then we had a breakout, so we could have taken that if we didn't get stopped out. Lower low, now we take a look at this FSB here, this break. Previous anchor point was a higher low, which means it's valid, it's good. Now we're in a nice trending market on a lower time frame. Higher low confirmed, strong break, we take this. Look at this. Higher low, break, great trade. And the same concept, let's just say, let's turn the table around. Let's say we're only looking for, let's get a different pair here, right? Let's get SPX, right, which was a very nice pair to be trading, just based off of the trend detection here. PFH, let's type in SPX 500. 5-minute time frame. Let's see if we can find some examples here. Sorry, so we're only taking short trades, right? Let's see. Let's try to get the most previous day here, as it's the freshest. So let's see if there's any trades that we could have avoided taking. Okay. So we're only looking to take the FSB breakouts if the previous anchor point was a lower high, right? Was a lower high, which means we're trending lower. Not a higher high, but a lower high. So as you can see here, it was a higher high, so we avoid this. We avoid this FSB breakout. This one right here is a lower high. So this FSB breakout here, it wasn't a very strong breakout, but in terms of the previous anchor point, it was a lower high, so it's valid. Now we can continue scrolling here. Let's see. Here, we had this break right here. This we could have taken possibly for some small pips here, would have most likely gotten stopped out, but we didn't see any previous anchor point structure until a long time ago, which was right here. So you might want to maybe avoid that. So let's continue here. Perfect. This is a picture perfect FSB breakout, because the previous anchor point is a lower high. So the previous anchor point is a lower high, which means we're trending to the downside, right? And we're slowly going to the downside. Market structure. Let's continue. Let's try to find some examples that we wouldn't have taken. So right here, this would have been valid as well because the previous anchor point was a lower high, which means we're trending to the downside. Same here, previous anchor point was a lower high. Now, if there was something that was up here, it would have painted as a higher high. Then we wouldn't have taken this. Okay, beautiful. Right here, FSB breakout. We take this. Why? Because the previous anchor point is a lower high. Trending market to the downside on a lower time frame. This trend detection as well, PFH. That's a double confirmation for the trend. Come back here, beautiful. Lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high. Confirm. Now, when this breakdown down here, you would have probably put your stops above. So you'd probably put your stops either above this lower high here or above this lower high here. So you always want to put your stops above or below an important structure point. Aim for 1 to 2 risk reward, 1 to 3. Whatever suits your risk appetite the best. So I hope that makes sense. If you're only taking short trades because it's PFH, then take the FSB breakouts only when the previous anchor point was a lower high. Lower high break. Lower high break. Not a higher high break, lower low, lower high break. Same thing here. You're only taking it to the upside when it's a higher low break, higher low break. And you're not taking it when it's a lower low break. So follow the market structure as well. And use the FSB signals indicator the way it's intended to be used. And you should be good in the markets. Thanks.